Research design. This flowchart displays a basic outline of how RCTs are performed and how participants are randomly assigned. Step 1. The PICO research question structure is used to set the population intervention comparison and outcome. Step 2. Participants are randomly assigned into two separate groups. Half are placed into a group who receive a placebo and non-intervention, and the other half are placed in a group with an intervention. Both groups are placed at random and do not know what group they're being placed in. RCTs are used as a gold standard test when it comes to research due to its ability to uphold a high level of validity and reduce bias. Since the participants do not know what group they're placed into, it reduces the likelihood of the results being skewed due to bias. This is even more apparent in blind RCTs where researchers are unaware of the difference between the two groups. I will now explain a real-life example. The research question was used to evaluate the efficacy of a ketogenic diet in relation to the cognitive and behavioral functionality of children and adolescents suffering from epilepsy. The participants were then split half, one group placed in a ketogenic diet and the other placed in a control group where they were cared for regularly. This was all completed at random. And then a series of tests were taken from all the participants to compare the results and determine the efficacy of ketogenic diet and the functionality of children and adolescents aged 1 to 18. And the results were as follows. A POMS survey was applied where participants rated their mood. An STQ questionnaire was applied where participants answered a series of strengths and differences of the diet they followed. The HARCES was rated, where participants rated on a scale based on whether there was a reduction in epilepsy symptoms, and an SEV questionnaire was filled out to rate the children's social and emotional state. The results displayed an improved mood state, and the participants reported less tension, anxiety, hostility, and confusion, and they also stated an increased productivity and activation. At the conclusion of the RCT, the ketogenic diet was proven to have a positive effect on children and adolescents suffering from epilepsy. And in a nutshell, RCTs are a valuable study, as it is one of the most valid and reliable studies used in determining the efficacy of interventions on participants placed at random. Now, they can either be blind or controlled, but these participants are always placed at random. This is what sets it aside from other trials. They are also very rigorous to complete and highly analytical due to the extent of the detailed testing and procedures done to ensure a high standard. And the whole point of the design is that it is to reduce any sort of bias that might be involved with the participants knowing the intervention. But in saying this, there are plenty of other research models that can be used. It just depends on the style of the research question and the intervention chosen and the participants being studied.
Created using Powtoon.